Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Money Mondays. I hope you all can hear me. I have a lot going on today, so come on in. It's 8:58. We are going to start promptly at 9 o'clock. Hey, Carla, welcome. Let me see if I could. Okay, get it set up. Don't touch nothing. Hey, Candy. Hey, Karen. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Money Mondays. Excited to be here. If you guys can hear me, go ahead and give me some thumbs up or some hearts. I want to make sure that you can hear me. I have my wired earpiece in here. I have my husband's AirPod in this phone. So I just want to make sure that you all can hear me. I'm excited that you're here. I want to hear about your No Spend March, how that's going. I'll share some information about mine. It's going relatively well. Something that I do want to point out that I don't know if I talked about last week when I first talked about Money Monday, No Spend March, is No Spend March is about progress. It's not about perfection, right? So you want to make sure that as you're going through these days and you're going through these weeks, you cannot stop cold. And that's just what I was going to say. Karen says she can't stop cold turkey. You can modify it. And that's what I had to do as well. So for me, last week, I made the decision to modify my no spend March. And so I've allotted myself $25 to spend each week. And so that's $100 for the month. And I think that's very good, right? So when you're thinking about no spend March, it's about progress. Like you don't have to be perfect. If you're feeling like you're missing out, if you're feeling like you're not really getting the enjoyment that you need to get, just tweak it, right? Just move some things around that's going to work for you and it's going to work for your family and the way that you spend and your lifestyle and all of that. Because the last thing that you want to do is be miserable while you're trying to do this no spend March. So just modify it. You don't have to spend $0. You can give yourself a small allotment or some small life money for the next couple of weeks. But that's something that you can focus on to make sure that you're staying on track and you're staying intentional. Okay. Now, tonight is 9:01. Let's go ahead and hop into this week's Money Monday. If you recall, a few weeks ago, I talked about side hustles. So tonight I'm going to talk about saving money. One of my friends and old classmates, Kara, she asked about like, how are you prepping? How are you preparing for no spend March? What does that look like in terms of grocery budget, in terms of saving on food? And I thought that that was a great segue into our Money Monday this week. So tonight I'm going to be talking about saving money. I'm going to be hitting different categories and giving you some ideas. Some of these things you may have heard before, right? And they might just be a good reminder. Some of them maybe not. So we're going to dive right in. We're going to get started. I have 2 pages worth of tips, so hopefully it doesn't take long and it helps you tonight. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first category we're going to talk about is your food budget, right? So what does that look like with no spend March this month? What does that look like going forward? How can you slash your food budget? Because we all know inflation has everything going up. We know that everything is much more expensive, especially in the grocery store, but we are not helpless. There are still some things that you can do to make sure that you are staying strong with no spend March and that you're really focusing on cutting your expenses. So the first thing, the absolute first thing on the top of the list is to shop with a list. I cannot stress this enough. Hey, Patricia, welcome, Pat. You messed up today about lunch. That's okay. Listen, a slip up with no spend March is okay, but you can still keep moving forward. Okay, so let's talk about shopping with a list. Do not ever, for as long as you live, go into another grocery store and grocery shop without a list. You need a list. You need to figure out, first of all, what you're going to be cooking. Why are you buying all these miscellaneous groceries? And it's going to help you stay on track with your budget, especially if you're slashing expenses. Something that you can do, which will be very easy, is to add a 1 or 2 item miscellaneous item to your list, right? So you'll say, okay, this grocery trip, I'll get 2 miscellaneous items. That'll help you stay on track. That's also a good tip if you have kids, because you can say, okay, you have 4 kids. All you guys can get something for $5 a piece that will be strictly yours, whatever you want, or you can pool your money with your siblings and you can get whatever you want. Hey, Alan, welcome to Money Mondays. So first things first, shop with a list. The second thing is to shop in bulk. So anytime you're shopping in bulk, you are going to save money. But make sure when you're shopping in bulk that you have a purpose for what you're buying. Because the last thing that you need is 5 pounds of pasta. Who needs 5 pounds of pasta? I don't know. So make sure you're being intentional when you're shopping in bulk. Use discount stores, markets, farmers markets. Aldi is a good place. It's not the Aldi from the 90s. They don't stink anymore. Very nice stores. They don't use pesticides. Fun fact, Aldi is owned by Trader Joe's, the same company that owns Trader Joe's. So some of the same items that you see in Trader Joe's, you can find in Aldi. Didn't know if you know that. Hey, Carl. Hey, Uncle Carl. No lotto, no credit cards. I love it. Stay strong. I want to know how that's going. Okay. Next, for food, plan your meals for the week. So like I said, when you're going to the grocery store and you have your list, you should have some idea what you're going to make from day to day, right? What you're going to have for breakfast, what you're going to pack for lunch, what you're going to pack for dinner, because that's going to help you save. Hey, Miss D, welcome to Money Mondays. Okay, use coupons and rewards and credit cards if you get points. Now, I'm going to give you a caveat about the credit cards, but let's talk about the coupons and the rewards. Most places, most grocery stores have apps now. They have digital coupons. All you got to do before you check out is just hop in that app and choose the coupons that you need. Some grocery stores, if they have gas stations, I know like Kroger down here in Dallas, we have Kroger and you get fuel points. So you're buying food anyway, you're gaining those rewards and that you can use for a later purchase, for gas at a later time. So make sure you're taking advantage of those. Now, using your credit cards, most companies, they'll give you cash back if you earn, like if you spend whatever you're on 5% at grocery stores or whatever. Be conscientious of that. You want to make sure that you are actually paying that credit card bill off, that you're not just putting it on your credit card and then it goes to debt land. Another tip for saving money on food is to buy store brands. I don't care how good pasta is, unless you're getting pasta that was just made yesterday, it's not going to be a big difference. And double the recipe. So double the recipe so you can have leftovers for maybe lunch the next day or dinner the next day. Sam's Club is also great with cash back. See, you can use Sam's Club as well, and you're also going to be getting cash back with their purchase. So you're going to be buying in bulk, and you're going to be getting cash back. So think about that, okay? It's going to take some research. It's going to take some planning, but you can absolutely do it. Okay, let's talk about gas. The first thing that you can do to save gas is to drive less. The less you drive, the less gas you'll spend, right? So batch your trips. If you know that you're going to the grocery store and you also need to pick up your car cleaning, do that in the same day instead of going out multiple times. Again, use credit cards so you can earn those rewards, but make sure you're paying them off. Newer vehicles have eco mode, and eco mode just means that you're emitting less emissions, but you're also saving on gas. It also helps with idling. So a lot of the new cars now, when you're stopped at a light, they'll turn off. That helps save on gas. So use idling in eco mode as well. You want to watch your speed. So I found something interesting about speeding because I have a lead foot. And hey, Miss Molly, welcome to Money Mondays. And the article said for every 5 miles that you go over 60 miles an hour, it's 15 cents per gallon. So if you drive 65 miles per hour, which means you drove 65 miles in 1 hour, and it's 15 cents per 5 miles that you're over 60, that's potentially $9 in extra gas you're spending for a trip. Slow down, okay? Next thing I think people don't really think about is empty your trunk. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of weight, right? Because you have maybe like, an umbrella, a folding chair, maybe you have some clothes that you want to donate, some stuff for your kids, a few books. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of weight, but that weight adds up. The less weight your vehicle has, the less you're going to spend in gas. Do not forget to service your vehicle. So oil changes and making sure your tires are balanced will go a long way. That's going to help you save on gas. And then lastly, use a gas app. I use Gas Buddy, and you would be surprised how you would get a savings of a few cents. I've seen it even like 20 cents per gallon just going up the street. I'm not talking about driving all the way on the other side of town. I'm talking about looking at the gas stations in the area where you are and saying, okay, Quick Trip gas is $3 Kroger's gas is $2.75 and Shell is $2.65. I'm going to go to Shell, right? And they're all on the same street. So those are some tips on saving on gas. Okay, for daily spending, I'm going to do that category last. So let's skip that. Let's talk about debt. Debt is a metal ball on your ankle and it's going to drag you straight to the bottom of the ocean. So although it seems like you're paying off a lot of debt and you're not really saving money, you're going to save money in the long run. You're going to save the money on the interest, and you're also going to save the money on interest for other items, right? Because if you have terrible credit and you need a new car, you're going to pay more for that vehicle. So pay it off as fast as you can. Pay more than the minimum on your debt, especially your debts, whatever you have. So I'm talking about credit cards, car loans, mortgages, personal loans, student loans. Pay more than the minimum. A lot of times when you pay the minimum, that's just getting eaten up by interest. So you want to pay more than the minimum. Very, very important. Stop spending. If you're paying $500 on your credit card this month and then next month you're charging $600, you're hustling backwards. So you need to make sure that you're stopping your spending so that you can really get a handle on your debt. When you're paying off your debt, in order to save money, focus on high interest debts first. Those high interest debts are eating your money up in interest. So if you have a credit card that has 22% interest, pay that off first. Next, go to the 20% interest, then the 19%, then the 18%, so on and so forth. But focus on the debts with high interest payments, and then avoid late fees and overdrafts like the plague. I don't know if I told you there was a gnat, y'all. Stay in my house harassing me. I'll get it. I don't know if I told you all this, but one year, probably about 10 years ago, I paid over $1,000 in overdraft fees. And it wasn't $1,000 all at once. It was 25 here, 50 there, 25 and 25 and 25 and 25. And when I sat down and really totaled it up, it was over $1,000. So avoid those late fees, avoid overdrafts, avoid as much as you can, because those are other items and expenses that are going to wreck your budget. Okay, now let's talk about housing. Housing is probably one of the most expensive things that you pay for day to day. You know, it's where you lay your head, where you need to feel safe, where you need to feel secure. It's where some of your most valuable assets are. And so you really want to be intentional about cutting housing costs. How do you do that? The fastest and easiest and quickest thing that you can do is focus on your utilities. So cut off the lights, raise your thermostat, use less water. Start there, okay? Also, a lot of utility companies, they offer audits, and they'll come out and they'll audit your house, and they'll say, okay, you need to put some caulking around this window. You need to fix this door. It's a big gap at the bottom, so on and so forth. So they'll tell you what you need to have done in order to have a more efficient house. And that's going to help you save on your utility costs over time. If heat and air conditioning is not escaping out of your window because your windows are covered in plastic or because you've gotten them replaced, that's most definitely going to save you money. Okay. It may be time to move, right? I know we love our spaces. I know, I get it. We love our houses. We love our apartments. We love our condos. We love our townhomes. I get it. I understand. But if that's taking a huge chunk of your income, 50% of your income, it may be time for you to move, right? And so you can do that sometimes sooner rather than later. Maybe your lease is not up until next year. Start prepping to, I'm shaking. Start prepping to move. It may be time for you to downsize. It may be time for you to refinance. If you bought a home and your interest rate is higher than the national rate is right now, look into financing, right? It may cost you some money up front, but it may save you money in the long run. I already talked about weatherproofing your place. Get a home warranty. I used to think home warranties were a scam. I said, they not going to give me. And so I got a home warranty. In a 3-year span, they replaced my dishwasher, my dryer. They fixed some electrical work in my house where an outlet wouldn't work when we would plug stuff in it. What else? They fixed so much stuff, and it was about 30. It started off at like 25, but once I kept putting in claims, it went up. But it was only like $40 a month, and it saved me so much money. Somebody said, "Hey Tori, welcome to Money Mondays." Oh, she said she putting somebody out. Don't put Lil Ricky out. Please don't put Lil Ricky out. What else can you do? So you can get a roommate. You can rent a room, especially if you're an empty nester. Maybe you're older and you're at the point in your life where, it's just you and you have this huge house. You may want to consider maybe doing an Airbnb, getting a roommate, right? Somebody that's hopefully not crazy to rent your room out and help you make some extra money and save some money. That's the option. And then improve your credit before buying. I think a lot of people, hey, Pie. Welcome to Money Mondays. I think a lot of people rush to home ownership, and there is some prep work that you have to do. And I talked about this in a freebie I gave away some months ago. So you want to buy a house freebie. If you want it, DM me or inbox me and I'll send it to you. I'll send you the link. But there are things that you have to do before you buy your house. You can't just rush into buying a house because rates are low or because you want to buy a house or because you're tired of living here. You have to prep. So get your credit in order before you purchase. And then if you are not purchasing, maybe you're renting still, it's no shame in that. Don't let anybody shame you into renting. Negotiate a longer lease. Sometimes if you do like a 16-month lease or 18-month lease, they'll give you a lower monthly rent payment. So think about that. And then let's talk about transportation. So transportation in terms of course, how you get around. So the first thing that you want to do is shop around for car insurance. Car insurance is going to save you. You should really be shopping around for everything. Internet, cable, cell phone, all of that. The net is back attacking me. Shopping around is going to help you lower those transportation costs. Sell your car. If you have a car that maybe you once could afford and maybe you can't anymore, or you don't want to pay for it, sell it. I did that. I bought a BMW. I had a 3 Series. I loved it. It handled the road well, but I did not want to pay for all these high expenses when it came to car payments. I mean, car repairs. I didn't want to pay $800 for brakes. I did not want to pay. It was something else they was talking about. I didn't want to pay $500 for a battery. I just didn't want to. So sell your car. That's an option. There's no shame in that. Listen, do what you got to do. Walk. If something is around the corner, walk, right? It's healthy for you. You're going to be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You're going to be saving money and you're going to be exercising. So walk, carpool, use public transportation, and then watch your speed. I've already talked about the speed, but absolutely watch your speed. Not only does reducing speeding help your gas costs, but it's also going to keep you safer. So you're not going to get in an accident, hopefully, and it's not going to get you tickets, right? So those are some things that you can do to reduce your transportation costs. Finally, the final category is your daily spending. It takes $27 a day to lose $10,000 a year. That's crazy. Like when you really think about it, like $27 a day, I could blow $27 in 5 minutes in Walmart. So watch your daily spending. You really have to get a handle on that small hole because it's those small holes that'll sink your ship. $9 a day at Starbucks, 3 days a week, 4 weeks out of the month is $108, right? And so that's why this month you'll really be exposing yourself to how you're spending in your March no spend March challenge, because you're going to see like, wow, I have an extra $100 a month just because I skipped Starbucks 3 times a week this month. Yes, you have $108. Use lists for everything. Use a list. Sit out in the parking lot of the store and just jot what you need. When you have a list and you're focused on your list and say, okay, I only need 4 things on my list, that reduces the chances of you buying unnecessary items. That reduces the chances of you adding to your $27 per day and losing $10K a year. So make sure you use the list. Plan for everything. Plan. I don't care what it is. Plan for it. It could be a trip back home. Plan for it. How much is this going to cost? How much am I expecting it to cost, right? That's going to help you save money. Review your subscriptions and memberships. I secretly hate Apple Music. Okay. I love the freedom of Apple Music, but it's $11 or $12 per month. Do I need that? No. it will be getting canceled very soon. I don't even own the songs. So look at your subscriptions and your memberships that you are not using. Maybe it's something sneaky that's coming off of a credit card that you don't really look at. Maybe it's coming off your Cash App card, or it's coming out of your debit card. And it's such a small amount that you don't even realize that it's coming out. Like, you don't even care, right? But $12 over 12 months adds up. Okay. So cut those subscriptions and cut those memberships. And then the final tip, well, not the final tip, I got two more. Automate where you can. So with your daily spending, automate. If that means automating your savings to go straight from your bank account to a savings account, from your checking account to a savings account that you don't touch, that you don't have access to, do that. If that means ordering groceries from Walmart or Kroger or Deerbergs or Schnucks or wherever and picking them up because you don't want to overspend, do that. Automate where you can, make your life easier. And then finally, look at the hours versus the cost, right? So if you want something that costs $2,500 and you say, okay, yeah, this costs $2,500 and I can pay for that, but it's actually going to take me 38 hours to pay for this, that may shift how you're looking at that item, right? That you may reconsider spending 38 hours of your life just to pay for a bag or a shoe or a camera or a trip or whatever it is. Okay, so just consider that. So those are all the tips. Very long, very lengthy, quite a few tips. Take what you need, use what you can, and really focus on this month on those two things: saving money and making money. Hopefully this Money Monday helped you all kind of find some new ideas for how you can save money throughout No Spend March. Shifted your focus on looking at things just a little differently when it comes to your spending, especially how to lose 10K a year. I love you guys. I'll see you next week. I hope Money Monday is going well. Thank you for watching, everybody. And I will see you later. Thanks, Candy. I'll see you guys later.